On. My name is Tim. I'm one of the co-founders here at Scary Good Marketing, and today what I want to talk about is really course funnels. So if you are a course creator, somebody that has built courses and you want to bring in more students to your course, that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about today. And the great thing is really this funnel that we're going to be building out and talking about, you can really use, I believe, in a lot of different businesses, not just course creator businesses, but we are going to be looking at this funnel in the framework of course creators. But if at any time you have any questions about how you can implement this exact funnel for your business, whether you're a service provider, a local mom and pop shop, or you're an e-commerce store, whatever it is, just go ahead and leave a comment and we are going to go ahead and dive into today's live. So we are going to be working on this funnel today, and one of the big things that like I said, we're always changing up things, doing things here. This is still going to be part of Fix My Funnel, and like I said, I'm just really excited about this in particular because, like I said, I know that over the years, course creation and becoming a course creator, building stuff online has become a lot more popular. And the way that courses used to be sold really is not the way that you have to sell them now. And it's just one of those interesting things that, like I said, we kind of want to dive into. But realistically, this funnel, I believe, is going to be one of the newer ways of going out and acquiring and getting customers. So, what I'm going to do is, like I said, if you have any questions, anything like that, you can go ahead and post them in the live chat. That way, as we go through, I'll try and answer those. Now, like I said, I am going to share my screen and we are literally going to go and map out this entire funnel. And like I said, the big thing here is it's a way of really acquiring new customers, right? That's kind of the thing that we're going to be looking at really heavily in this. Because like I said, I feel like right now the customer acquisition needs to be something that you really need to think about. And if you look at businesses that are doing really, really well, they focus on customer acquisition, but their customer acquisition is not what makes them money, right? Which sounds interesting, right? A lot of companies are going out there and essentially creating products or services to acquire customers, and then they have their back end built out, and that's really where they're making their money. And that's kind of what I want to go over in this funnel. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Like I said, I am going to be using a new software. Like I said, we're always testing out new things, trying to see what um, works best. And we're going to be using this new funnel builder, and we're just going to kind of take a look and see how it goes. So, like I said, at any time, if you have any questions, definitely put them in the chat. So, right off the bat, the big thing is most people, when they start building funnels, they start really anything, right? Whatever the product you're selling, right? In this instance, we're going to say a course, right? The course that you're selling, most people try to think about what kind of ad platforms they're going to run their ads on. They think about, you know, the ads, they think about the funnels, they think about all this other stuff when really we want to work in reverse. And the reason we want to do that is because if we know what the end goal is, it's easier to kind of build it out. So obviously, we want people to buy a course or product, service, whatever it is. Now, normally, like I said, there's so many ways that you can do it. And I know that webinars have been really popular when it comes to course creation, any of that stuff. really what we want to do is, let me go through here and see what we have as far as icons here. Okay, so we're obviously going to have some kind of a thank you page. So this is obviously the last thing that the person's going to get. This is, really it could be anything. This could be the membership area. This is essentially the final stage of that entire funnel. So let's go ahead and we have our thank you page. Now, the big thing is so many people right now are going and they are doing a few different things. So let's go in here. I'm going to just call this traffic sources. People are doing things like Facebook ads. We're not going to worry about any of that. They're doing things like YouTube content. Let's see. YouTube. So we can say just YouTube. So this is YouTube content, right? Just for the sake of this, I'm just going to say that those are the two things, right? Facebook ads, YouTube content. Of course, there's a whole bunch of different things out there that you can do, right? You have Pinterest and TikTok and all the other ad platforms that are out there. And what people are doing is they are, let's see, they may just be running ads here, right? Essentially, they're running ads and they want people to register for a webinar. Or even worse, they are sending all of that where, here we go, sales page. Oh, this is our course, right? Because like I said, product type, online course, save that. Okay. So where were we? Sales page, drag that in there. So like I said, the kind of the old school way of doing some of the things is coming here, having your ads go to a webinar, people sign up, and then people go through the webinar, and then you send them to a sales page, they buy, and then there you go, right? That's normally how it is. I would say even worse case is pretty much like this, right? You have people that are going out creating content and they are just hoping that people go to their sales page, right? You create a piece of content, you create a video, you do whatever, and you say, hey, if you would like to learn more, or, I have this course, check the link in the description and go and buy it there. Now, this works. Don't get me wrong. It does work. But the problem is, depending on how expensive that product is, it's probably not converting that well. And this is something that is always highly debated, right? Should I have a really expensive product, right? If you have, a high ticket product, right? Regardless of what it is, even if it's a service, right? Let's say it's $1,000 or more, or close to the $1,000 range and up. That is a little bit more difficult for people to purchase. So let me go here. So that's a little bit more money for people to purchase. Now, of course, you can have split payments. You can do all that kind of stuff to help reduce that, essentially them not having that money, the capital to invest in your product and service. But the big thing with that is it just makes it difficult, right? To me, if you have a high ticket product, and like I said, high ticket is relative, low ticket is relative. And that's the big thing that I tell people is that high ticket, low ticket is 100% relative, because I think of it just like the real estate business, right? In real estate, like where I live, $1 million home would be considered a high priced home. But if you're somewhere in California, Seattle, anywhere like that, $1 million home could just be a regular run of the mill home. So price completely depends, right? What's high ticket, low ticket completely depends on your industry, the product and service that you have to offer. Now, with that, the big thing that you have to realize is nowadays, especially when it comes to advertising, when it comes to content, any of that, more people are consuming content on their mobile device. And the thing that's interesting is a lot of people don't take this into consideration when they are trying to sell their product and service. And especially when it comes to course creation and you're trying to sell your course, because what happens is you are trying to sell something that's maybe $1,000, right? And let's just say that I'm on my mobile device, I'm watching a piece of content, I'm doing whatever. And this is something that I'm curious, because I know that I do this, but I'm curious if you do it as well. Is if there is a course that I'm maybe interested in, and once it really gets, I would say maybe above $100, even if I'm looking at it on my phone, I will probably get off of my phone and go to my computer to try and finish that transaction. Right? It's for whatever reason, like in that degree, you have to take that into consideration, right? If somebody is watching or clicking on an ad, seeing it on a mobile device, there is a threshold, right, in which you are comfortable spending. And it's something that I don't think a lot of people think about, right? The normally a higher ticket item, you're probably placing that order on your computer, right? For some reason, it just feels better. So that's the thing, is sometimes whenever we're driving traffic to a course, we're driving traffic to whatever, you have to really consider, where are these people coming from, right? And realistically, it's mobile devices. So if you have a higher ticket product and you're sending it, you may have people that are interested, but they're just not comfortable yet doing it on their phone, and they're switching their device. Like I said, this is something that's so interesting that we have to take into consideration nowadays. But like I said, with that, that's why I think that what you really need is, instead of, let me share my screen here again. Instead of just sending your traffic to the sales page, instead of just doing that, right? And some people do a good job. They have lead magnets, they have that kind of stuff, right? But really, where I think the big thing is going to be, and this is something that we have been working on, we've been testing, is coming in here and let's see. I don't know what's going to work good. I guess we'll just do another order page. Right here, before your actual course. Oh, this is an opt-in page. I don't want an opt-in page. I want an order form. That's what I want. This is a pinch product. And like I said, a pinch product is really the big thing with it is it helps alleviate this higher ticket price item, right? The big thing here is a pinch product. Now, pinch products don't always have to go in front of a course. They don't always have to go in front of the main sale or any of that stuff. You can really use them anywhere inside your profit pyramid. But we've found them to work relatively well right here, because essentially pinch products are normally lower ticket items that are really easy for you to implement and use. The problem, though, is a pinch product is not just something you throw together and hope that it sells. It's not any of that stuff. It's strategically created to help with this entire process. And this one thing, which is kind of funny, this pinch product, I truly believe that you should probably spend even more time on it than whatever your main course is. Now, not saying you should not spend time on creating and designing and developing your course, but the crazy thing is, and like I said, pinch products, we've been able to see them work in not just course creation, um, but with service providers, with e-commerce, and just a bunch of different things. But essentially, what, like I said, it allows for is that kind of low barrier to entry customer acquisition, where it's something that a customer essentially really, really wants and they really, really need. And it's kind of like a gateway product into your core offer, your main product, the main thing that you're selling. And like I said, the great thing is these pinch products don't have to sit here in the front, right? You can have one here, you can have one maybe as an upsell, you can have them as downsells. But the more you kind of understand the frameworks behind pinch products, you can really see how they can help fill in the gaps. And this works really well because, like I said, really the big thing is what your economics are inside your funnel play a really, really big role, because, like I said, if it's costing you a lot of money to acquire a new customer and you don't have things on the back end that you can make money on, or like I said, you're just not having that consistent flow of customers, it becomes really difficult for advertising to just work well. Because, like I said, and sometimes your pinch products can be used as a way to kind of help stabilize your income in your business. Like I said, it's so fascinating, it's so interesting how these pinch products really work. And like I said, we've been spending a lot of time, and really, this is something that we're going to be spending a lot more time really designing, developing, fleshing out, and doing a lot of things with, because they just give you so much more leverage in a lot of different ways. So, like I said, with that, that's really the big thing there, is we want to have something up here in the front that can kind of help bridge a gap between these two products. Now, like I said, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. In a pinch product, we prefer to have something that is that people pay for. Like I said, even if it's a low dollar amount, even if you're selling a pinch product for $1, something is better than nothing. And the reason we do that is because, as they say, acquiring a new customer is the most expensive part of your business. So for us, we want to really try and get customers versus leads all the time. Leads are fine, but the thing is, a customer is still worth a lot more than a lead. So that's kind of the big thing, is we are just trying to figure out some of the best ways to get that customer acquisition as easy and as quickly as possible. So, like I said, really leveraging a pinch product right here is going to help do that a lot easier. Now, like I said, with that, it doesn't matter, right? Let's shift gears here for a second. Let's say that we are, even a restaurant can leverage a pinch product. And it's interesting because a few people that have done it, it actually helped them a lot during the pandemic, during a lot of lockdown and that kind of stuff. And the reason is because instead of having the pinch product here at the front end, it actually goes back here on the back end. and was able to allow for a little bit more stabilization in revenue, income, and really help create that baseline. Now, like I said, this is the very quick overview of the things, but realistically, like I said, the reason we want to do this is because it makes the rest of everything easier, right? We have our pinch product in here, which I somehow accidentally deleted, but we have it in there to help stabilize um, and make this sale and this transition easier. Now, like I said, there is realistically a lot of ways to go about doing it, and the excuse me, the the big thing there is just realizing that we need to do something a little bit different, right? Because webinars are kind of depending on the industry, they can be a bit saturated, and people just don't value them as much as they used to, right? The other way that we like thinking about pinch products is the same way as like the mini course funnel, right? So we have all the funnels. Let me put the graphic up here. So we really mapped out 18 different funnels for you to check out. Like I said, we've mapped them all out, broken everything down, but a mini course funnel is another really great way to think about getting more students in for your course. Now, the big thing here, though, is you have to realize that anytime that you're going to put one of these other products, like I said, if it's a pinch product, if you want to even, like I said, I think even a webinar, anytime that you're going to put anything in front of your course to help build more trust, credibility, whatever it is, works really, really well. But where people fall short is they don't spend a lot of time on that thing, right? Because the even like our pinch product funnel, that's why I said your pinch product, we probably want to spend the most amount of time on, um, because at the end of the day, if that product does not completely blow somebody away, there really is no reason for them to go and buy more of your products and services, right? That's why I think if we, you know, even if you look at it, McDonald's has leveraged pinch products for a really long time, right? You can, um, the idea is their dollar cheeseburger, right? It is not the best cheeseburger you've ever had in the entire world, but I can guarantee you it's probably one of the best dollar cheeseburgers you've ever had. And creating that experience really helps leverage and is really the way to go and get more students in there. Now, like I said, this is an entire system, everything that we've been building out, and we're really, really excited about it. And I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit on this live because, like I said, I'm just too excited about it. It's a very interesting way of customer acquisition and really helping stabilize your business. Because what happens is, like I said, whether you're a course creator, you do services, the big thing that we really see is the roller coaster of income, right? Because what happens is, let's just say you're a videographer, right? You maybe have a job 1 week, the next week maybe you don't. Here or there, whatever, you are having a hard time kind of stabilizing your income. You can get there, don't get me wrong, you can get there, but pinch products allow you to do it faster and easier, with less time in the long run, right? There is time and effort put in up front, but the thing is, over time, the amount of time that you have to allocate to these pinch products can dramatically be lower, right? And the exact same thing with like a course creator, right? It's just a way for you to leverage and build trust with those people. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it's so interesting to me, because there is a lot of people on YouTube that are course creators, and there's nothing wrong with that. But consistently having to put out content, and if that is your main strategy, right, putting out consistent YouTube content and hoping to get people to buy your course, that is going to continue to be harder and harder and harder, because like I said, there are so many options out there nowadays. There's so many people doing the same thing, and pinch products allow you to go in and actually start utilizing advertising, right? Because at the end of the day, like, every single platform, you are only going to get so much reach. You're only going to get so much exposure. And you do have to have a paid way of acquisition. And it becomes very difficult when you try to take that product that is, like I said, maybe a little bit higher price, a little bit higher ticket, and just try and sell it to a cold audience, right? Like I said, that's why we have things like lead magnets and that kind of stuff. But even lead magnets are slowly starting to not be as big of a thing. And it's not because they don't work. Really, I think it's because there's just a lot of bad lead magnets out there, and people just don't want to give up their email to be spammed by a whole bunch of stuff. Um, and that's a big thing, is like I said, that's why on the front end of your funnel, I think that we're going to see so many things change, and the quality is going to have to be exponentially better, right? I think, like I said, if we look at it, I think that that's why YouTube content, people are starting to shoot stuff a little bit more cinematically. They're starting to add more things, because like I said, the quality of that front end, that low ticket thing, needs to blow people away for what they're getting. Right now, that's the thing, right? It's all about providing more value, giving as much value as possible. And yeah, like I said, it's interesting. So I think that if you're wanting to really help acquire, get more students, any of that stuff, is really look at your lead magnets. Really think about potentially implementing a pinch product, and any of that. And I think even if you are not a course creator, right, if you are a service provider, if you are an e-commerce shop, if you're really, like I said, anybody out there that has a business, this is going to be the way that acquisition is going to continue to go. And the longer you take to implement things like pinch products, lead magnets, any of those things, it's just going to continuously get more difficult. So I really want you to think about that. Like I said, that's really why I wanted to talk about this, because it's for us going in and doing all of it and setting up these things and seeing the impact it can have on businesses and that kind of stuff. It's very difficult for me to kind of hold things under wraps sometimes. I just want to get it out and help as many people with it as possible. So, like I said, that's really the big thing. So there is going to be a little bit more to come when it here on the channel with pinch products, the way that they're going to kind of work. And yeah, like I said, it's definitely something that you're going to want to leverage and utilize. Now, if you want to stay up to date with any of those new things, like I said, we do have a community which is just designed and developed for entrepreneurs that are wanting to really just learn more about marketing and advertising and the new ways to really get customers, retain customers, and help just have a more steady stream of income. Because like I said, that is one of the things that can be difficult to get to in your business, is just having that consistent baseline revenue, and making sure it's consistent. And then once you kind of have that, then it's like, how do we increase it, make it stable, that kind of stuff. So like I said, it's a community that we fully built. It's not a Facebook group. It's something that we completely built. 100% from the ground up. So if you would like to go there, like I said, we share a bunch of different things. That's really where I'm going and talking about new things that are still kind of under wraps, and just stuff that's going to be coming out. So like I said, if you want to kind of know everything before everybody else, that way, like I said, because getting in on the ground floor on certain things and being the first to leverage those types of things, you really have the best competitive advantage, right? Just like a few years ago, based on your niche industry, if you got in and started using webinars like when nobody was using them and they weren't oversaturated, you'd have better success, right? And it's just like anything, right? If you had your course come out, at the beginning, before a lot more saturation, maybe in your industry, market, any of that, you would have had more success. Now, I'm not saying you can't have success. It's just um, with the way of everything, marketing and advertising, and the way that you go out and get customers and acquire new customers, it's always changing, right? It's always changing. Customers are getting smarter. They're getting used to things. They're getting burnt out of certain things. And if you don't continuously change and adapt, that's where every single day, week, month, year, your revenue is going to continue to shrink down. Um, and like I said, we want to make sure that we're not doing that. We want to make sure that it's steadily increasing, and really just understanding how, like, what things can we leverage to really help stabilize that income. Um, so, like I said, that's pretty much what I have. Um, like I said, if you have any questions, anything like that, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. And like I said, don't forget to go and join the community if you have not done so already. And yeah, like I said, we'll be back next week on another live. We have a few more submissions of Fix My Funnel. So we are going to be breaking down some websites and really looking at ways that they can improve to, get more leads, get more customers, do that kind of stuff. So if you have not already grabbed right here, if you have not already grabbed our funnel fast track, you can go and grab that, and you'll have an opportunity to submit your website for us to look it over, review it, and really help you fix your funnel so that you can really start getting more customers and more leads. And that is 100% for free. The only thing you got to do is go and download your copy of the funnel fast track. So that's pretty much what I have this week. I want to wish everybody a happy Halloween. 'Tis the season that I love the most. Obviously, we are Scary Good Marketing, so it's right up our alley. And yeah, like I said, if you are part of the community, go post any Halloween pictures and any of that stuff. I would love to see anybody's costume. And yes, I do dress up every single year. So, I love Halloween. So definitely go and do that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you. And I will see you next week.